Okay, hello everybody. I am trying to show in this way of painting, if you call it, I don't know, but I call it dip painting. You don't use brushes, you don't use palette knife, you just simply use tweezer and cut paper that based on it's a shredded paper and cut paper that I did myself. And I put it on a canvas. I dip it in a paint and I put it simply on a canvas. That's the reason I call it dip painting. Dip painting. I'm going to try to explain my thinking process in some areas. Sometimes, things doesn't go right. I learn from it. Like for example, this weird shape cut that I did. The first one, it was not easy to put it there, and on the second one piece I'm trying to experiment with having two tweezers, use two at the same time, pick up and dip it in a paint and put it on a canvas. And the problem was it was too loose. When I dipped it in a paint, it was too loose. And despite of I had two tweezers, I couldn't control it. That one I needed to cut it in a section. On this one that right now you see, it's a big piece. I dipped it in, but I didn't dip it too long to get really soft. And it did go well. And on a small piece, when you dip it in, you don't have too much problem, as you can see. Now, some of these shape that it's I cut it. This is how I did that. I draw some things on a newspaper based on what I saw. If you draw something, if you see something, plant, flowers, or anything, you draw that and you cut it. You can cut it with whatever is easy for you, helps you to cut it better. And I cut it and I try to use it that in the dipping. Right now, the one that you see right now, this one is too big for that little space of paint, and I'm using two tweezers. But despite of that, it's just a little. I needed to cut that one at least two sections. I didn't do it. As I said, these are a journey that I'm taking on these new way of the painting, new ways of the painting. One of them is dipping in. The other one is if you guys watch my other painting, it's Flowism. Flow paint on the canvas. And there is another one that I have is a Flowism, but it's like make it like an abstract, but I call it the Quadrillism. Right now on this one, as you see that I'm dipping in and put it on a canvas, I cut that one to the section, put them together on a canvas. It was a whole one piece, but I cut them. Apparently it's a lot easier to manage it than the one that it's a one big piece. And as you see, before I even dip it in a paint, what I do, I try to see how I should put it on a canvas before I dip it in a paint. That way, you know, I don't confuse myself. I just, you know, I don't get lost in it in a simple word. Like that one, I try to put it, see how it fits, like a piece of a puzzle, how it fits. And when I get comfortable, then I dip it. I try to dip it, you know, in a way that I can transfer it easy on the canvas. Right now you see that on this one I'm cutting it. There was a probably big piece that I had to cut it. There are some things right there happened on this camera, and unfortunately on this camera I didn't record it. By accident I was recording from not the front of the camera, I was recording the back side of the camera, and you guys, you missed quite a few of parts of it on that rose section. Right now I am doing those shredded cut papers. Some of them they're straight, some of them has a curve, some of them they're different shapes. Just I cut it in a different shapes, different angles, different, and I have it right by me, and based on what I see I need to have, I get that part or that, you know, piece, dip it in a paint and put it on a canvas. Very, very simple process. And because I did this video in a long in a normal time, I had to give it a little speed to fit it in almost 1 hour. That's a reason you guys, you see some speeding there, but besides that it's a very, very calm hobby, you know, just a very calm hobby that it calms you down. I don't know, it's the thinking process on this is just goes to the minimum, really minimum. Right now you see that I put those pieces that goes on the canvas, I'm putting it there to make sure that I don't get lost how they when I start dipping it. Okay, that one that I'm seeing, it's very a little tricky. I had to cut it to this small, but my mistake on that one was when I cut it, I didn't put them together in the right way. When you cut it, you put it again in the same way you cut it. That way you don't lose the track of the shape. Right now I lost a little track of how I should put it on a canvas. I did figure it out, but it just That's some things, you can prevent it, you can stop it by, when you cut some things off the canvas, just put them together. Don't put them everywhere. Just put it in the order that you know. Right now, you see on the next part that I pick it, on this one, see, I got lost. How I needed to connect them together. And I'm trying to figure that out. We can prevent that if we cut it on a flat surface and put them together, and then take one piece at a time and dip it in a paint and put it on a canvas. That way you don't get lost. Right now, as I said, these are the learning process for me. I have never done this one before. This is something just I had it in my mind to do it, and I'm doing it. And I'm sure in the future people, they can do a lot better than what I do, but I may just start something, just okay. Apparently I did figure it out how these pieces, they go together right now. I'm just dipping it in, and I'm trying to make sure not, see, this one came a lot better than what I expected. It just because I cut it in a section. Right now, that one, see, as you can see, I cut it in a section. I put it right together. Okay, make it a lot easier. Now I try to drip the extra paint that is on it, and see, I try to make sure that I'm holding it in the right way. When I dip in it in a paint, I want to just have that one done right, like that. Okay, now this piece, as I said, sometimes I try to cut it, sometimes I don't, but this one I decided to cut it because I felt that it's a little big. As I said, when you cut it, you need to have it, put it together before you dip it in a paint. That way you don't get lost on these pieces. It's like a piece of a puzzle that you put it together. You have to figure out how to do it, but there are ways that you can make it easier for yourself, and that's as time and practice we do. The time and practice, as much as the time but practice we can have, the more we have, the better control we can have on it. For a while, I'm not going to, if I need to say some things, I will say it. I try to not to say too much. But because this is my first painting this way on a YouTube, I got a dip painting, I feel that I need to explain my thinking process. There are some mistakes I made here, there, And if I see those mistakes, I'm going to bring to your attention. But what amazes me about this style of painting is right now what I'm doing, I'm adding light colors, yellow, white, because I just mixed it a little right there in that, I don't know what you call it, pot, that little space that I have a paint. I add a little more color in there and give a little more, you know, texture. There's no good way or bad way on this style of painting. You just add paint to that little pot that you have, and just dip it in. Just dip it in, and as you dip it in, it will mix as they call it. On here, when I did this section, I put the wrong way. I had to take it off. I put the upside down. I think I had to take it off and correct it. When it comes to the stem, I did that. This one is too skinny and also too big for that little pot, but I tried to see if I can do it all in one piece. Unfortunately, when I did, I didn't drip the extra drain or drip or extra paint, whatever it was on it. But the amazing thing is, on this dip painting, you don't make any mistakes. This is like a background color. These are the background color. You just you're going to go over that. Okay, I think on this one I put it the wrong way and messed it up on the area, you know. But as I said, you don't make a mistake here. It just it's opportunity to correct. Okay, I'm going to try not to say too much anymore and let you watch it, and I will have some music here or there. as you can see on this piece that I put it, I needed, because it was like a almost U-shape cutting, and I was using one tweezer, and it was just not comfortable to pick it up with just one tweezer. I needed two, or I needed to cut it in a section, at least to two sections, and then put it in there. And it could be a lot better. The other things is, we have to keep in mind that as we use the tweezers, we have to clean it more often, the tip of it, because if you don't clean it as often, when you pick up those cut shredded papers or cut papers, when you dip it in paint and when you want to put it on a canvas, it doesn't come off easy. It doesn't let you put it on a canvas. When you let it go, it still sticks to tweezers, and that's you have to keep in mind as you dip the paint, the paper or cut papers, whatever you have, shredded papers in the paint, as you put it on a canvas, you just constantly wipe the tip of it, tweezers. That way it helps you to manage and control better as you put it on a canvas. I am going to do some section of it off the camera. If you see sudden changes, yeah, like right now, I did off the camera. I didn't want to make it too boring. Of course, it's not boring for me when I'm doing it, because I'm get lost in moment and time, and as I said before, the time does not seems exist for me when I start doing this kind of a painting. It just my thinking process almost goes to the zero. I don't think about anything else. As you see here, I decided to cut it in a section, and also something else is very it amazed me was the amount of the paint that I used for an entire painting of this painting. It's not even 1 cup, one little cup. I maybe we call it shot cup. It just amazes me, and I didn't use as much. It minimizes. You don't waste really paint any on this style, and you use the amount of the paint to minimum. And sometimes if you see that I'm just keep dipping it because I do not have enough paint in there. Sometimes I add to it. Sometimes I'm just don't want to add to it anymore. I'm trying to dip it in as long as it gets a little paint, and it's good enough for me. And the other things is, sometimes if you feel you just like the way the color of that paper is, newspaper, whatever, and if you just use it without dipping. Just a minute ago, I saw some things happen that sometimes, as I said, these are the experimental. I'm learning. This is my journey on this painting. Sometimes these tweezers that I have like a 10, 12 of them, different ones, and I'm experimenting with which one grabs better, which one is more comfortable. And also I add one extended section on the back side of the tweezer for mixing and also for holding, because these tweezers, I feel it's too small. You need to have a little longer tweezers that you can, like a holding pen, and that's the reason I add that extended section, and I can use that section for mixing also, and for other purposes as it comes. I don't know for right now, but sometimes you can push the paper on the canvas left, right, maybe adjust it, things like that. But for right now, I'm experimenting with a different tweezer, but some of the tweezers, they don't hold it as well as the other, and sometimes I don't want to hold it too far inside the center of the cut paper. Like I want to hold it with the corner edge here, there, and sometimes it just, for some reason, it just it comes off. Like this one needed to be cut to the 2 section, but I didn't do it. As I said, I'm just trying to see how it works, and I'm just dipping it in a paint. And this is this part, these they are background color, and it doesn't have to be 100% correct. And so it just that one just worked really good. Just as I said, just remember that when if you guys decided to do this kind of a painting, the cost, the amount of the paint you use is a minimum. You don't make too much mess here there. Maybe if you just drop it off, that drop it, make a mess, but that's all. But besides that, if you can control that part of it, it's not a messy painting. It's just a very, very straightforward, clean painting. And I don't think you can do anything wrong on this style of painting. Some people, they may say that, okay, I don't know how to draw. That's okay. Just trace one picture that you see you like it, trace it, and however you can trace it on a paper. It can be newspaper, it can be clean white sheet paper or whatever, and then just cut it with scissor or whatever the tools you have, and it helps you to cut it in detail. Just cut it and put these together somewhere together as a shape, like a piece of a puzzle that you've completed. You put it like it together, and then for the practice, you can get even what you call it, those drawings that they do for kids. They color them on a sheet. You can get those. You can get those and just cut them and look at actual flowers or whatever picture exists out there, actual picture of it, and then get the color and dip it in and put it in the shape on the canvas, and you can convert it, that whatever it is, on even that as I said, the paper, that booklet that they have it for children to color it. You can use those, cut those and put it on canvas, but with the color, and make a nice artwork and give it as a gift to your kids. It's very, very good. It surprised me when I saw the end product of this painting. I mean, it's amazing. It amazed me that how simple it is and how realistic it is to make such a painting on your own, and just made me feel good. And I'm sure, and if you guys try one time, and even for those people that they don't know how to draw, as I said, if you don't know how to draw, how to paint, how to hold the brushes, how to hold the palette knife, don't worry about it. It just like this one that we are seeing right now, it's too long. I needed to cut that one in a section. But as I said, because it is my journey and I'm just trying to experiment different ways, see how which. On this one I did with the two tweezers, but at the same time I tried to get the excess paint out. But despite of that, I made one drop of paint somewhere. As you can see, I'm trying to clean that up. I did this painting in 3 days section. You know, I like at three. As you can see that when I was cleaning that the part of the roses, it was just that roses being painted a few days ago. It was not all in one setting. But right now, but even if it was on one setting, and if you drop one paint over, fresh paint over the other one, if you do not like it, you can pull it out. You can, you know, with the straw or some things, you can suck it out, you know, or you can paint over that, or you can add paint over that. As I said, you don't make mistakes. It just maybe it's I believe that it's opportunity. The things about dip painting is the only things you need to have is time and desire to do it. The rest comes, you know, really good. Well, as I said, when I saw the end product of this painting, I didn't believe. It surprised me. With the minimum paint, no brushes, no palette knives, and just liquid paint that I created to just, you know, mix it. Actually, by the way, these paint that you see that it's in that pot, that section that when I'm dipping it in, it's a regular acrylic. It's in a tube. I add water to it. I loosen it up. I made it like a flow. I made it like a flow painting, and it just, you know, I made my own. The good things about this one is when you're dipping it in, you can dip in every area that you like. You can pick the light part of it, dark part of it, and just wherever you want. If you know, just dip it in a section that you like to have it on a canvas, and it is painting on a canvas. But rather than using brushes, you are using papers that it's has paint on it. As I said, this is some things that I started, and this is one of the 4 styles of painting I'm doing it. And this one, the other one has to do with the palette knife, but I come up with my own palette knife, my invented palette knife. I send it for a patent to see if it comes or not. It gives me a little headache every day, just they pick on things, you know. I couldn't afford to go to the lawyer and do the patent things, but I did it on my own. And apparently just a little gives me a little headache. But my goal is to show people how you can paint with the new devices, new ways, new styles, things like that. You know, like on the FlowCups, you can flow paint on the canvas. You know, it's a way of painting that I prefer to do, and I don't like to copy and follow others when it comes to the painting. I never had a desire to do the brush painting, palette knife painting. I said, find something new. Don't do the same things that others they did. You know, add to it. You know, add something, or at least change the shape of it, the style of it, or bring some things new on it. You know, just don't follow. Don't follow everybody's, way of doing it. You can improve it. There's always room for improvement. You can improve things. You can change things. Find a way to do things different. That's what that's the reason I never really paint professionally now, because I never really had a desire to paint like others. You know, I learned how to paint and draw on my own by looking at the others from different people. I never took art classes, but one thing I always wanted to do is to create something new. If I want to do some things, it should be some things new. And sometimes you have things in your mind, whatever it is. It can be invention, it can be painting, drawing, whatever. Anything. Just try to bring it to the surface. There is no right and wrong about it. I believe that everybody has a treasure, of thinking. They have some things in their mind. These are treasure. I believe it's treasure. Somehow you have to figure it out to bring it out. And for right now, I have the opportunity to bring things that I have in my head, to the surface, and I'm bringing it and showing it to everybody on a YouTube. If somebody takes this and goes farther, more power to him. That's the whole point. If it is a treasure, you don't want to bury it. You want to bring it out and use it and enjoy it and show to the others. I believe that life is too short, and everything you bring to the life, people, they do appreciate it. And some people, they want to make money out of it a lot. Me, I don't want to make money out of it. If I can bring a joy in some people, and even if I make money, if I can help a few people in the process of this money that I make, and there are people, they need help, and if I can bring the help to them, it's good. It brings joy to me. These are my main focus to create new art, new way of painting, and if I get the income, anything out of it, I'm going to bring joy to people that they are helpless or they are in need. And some people, they say, okay, well, some people, they are not working because they don't want to work. I don't know. I don't want to be judge of that. My things is, if I see somebody fell down, if they needed my help, I go and help them, pick them up. I don't ask their name. I don't ask who they are. If they need my help, I help them. And somebody, as I said, some people, they say, some people, they don't want to work. I don't know. I don't know about people's life. But what I know is, if they fell down, if they need my help, if I can help them, I'm going to help them. I don't want them to know my name, my whatever. Just move on. That's my goal. Let's go back to the painting again. See, that painting is coming along so well. I am just impressed. Impressed me. That's beautiful. Simply beautiful.